Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now, let's start. Thobal Multipurpose Project has been inaugurated in which Indian state? So, it has been inaugurated in Manipur. And recently, Union Home Minister inaugurated it. This is a multi-purpose project. An archaeological site named Pompeii is located in which country? So, it is in Italy. And recently, this was discovered that there were food and drink shops in this site of Pompeii. It is a 2000 years old site. And this is in Italy. Which leading global car manufacturer is to start its sale operations in India in 2021 as per the Road Transport Ministry. So this is Tesla. Tesla is a company headed by Elon Musk and it will start its operations in India in 2021 as per the statement by Road Transport Minister. Who is Road Transport Minister? He is Nitin Gadkari. Which Indian public sector bank has launched a digital lending platform for retail loans? So this has been announced by BOB, that is Bank of Baroda. Name of the platform is DLP, that is Digital Lending Platform. It is for retail loans. Tolanga coal mine, which became commercially operational recently, is located in which Indian state? So it is located in Odisha. Now why it was in news recently? Because NTPC, that is National Thermal Power Corporation, has announced that it started the commercial operations in this mine. Actually, the initial operations was started in October 2020. Now, government allocated 10 blocks to NTPC in this coal mine. And out of these 10, 3 are in operation. Which Indian exchange has launched futures trading in natural rubber? So this has been launched by MCX, that is Multi-Commodity Exchange. And it is India's first listed exchange. And it has been launched for trading in natural rubber. So this trading facility for natural rubber will be available on weekdays and it will be from 9 AM to 5 PM. As per the recent RBI paper, maintaining what percentage of inflation is appropriate for India. So recently a research paper was released by RBI and it is authored by RBI Deputy Governor Michael Patra. And as per that document, maintaining 4% of inflation is appropriate for India. Now please note that right now MPC is responsible for maintaining inflation. What is MPC? It is Monetary Policy Committee. What is the name of application of NHAI for FASTag users? So the name of application is My FASTag. It has been launched by NHAI, that is National Highway Authority of India. Thus NHAI is under Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. So recently it updated, that means this application My FASTag has been updated with new features. The US ESA Solar Orbiter recently completed its closest encounter with which planet? So it is Venus. Now first thing first, the Solar Orbiter is a joint collaboration of US and European Space Agency. Space Agency of US is NASA. ESA is European Space Agency. Sitabani Wildlife Reserve is situated in which Indian state? So it is in Uttarakhand. Recently, Tourism Ministry of Uttarakhand requested the Madhya Pradesh government to bring in white tiger. So Uttarakhand is willing to bring this white tiger from Madhya Pradesh to this Sitabani Wildlife Reserve. So right now, these white tiger cubs are present in Madhya Pradesh. And to be specific, these are present in Maharaja Martand Singh White Tiger Safari. Which country's new rules on drones permit them to fly over people and at night in the country? So recently, FAA, that is Federal Aviation Administration of USA, approved these new rules and now it is permitted to fly the drones in night and the small drones will be allowed to fly over people. Which country released a bill that would increase the monitoring of civil society groups? So this has been done by Turkey and it has approved a new law that would increase the monitoring of civil society groups. Recently, Turkey was also in news as USA imposed sanctions on Turkey for S-400 missile defense systems. So Turkey purchased these missile defense systems from Russia and in a response to that, USA imposed sanctions on Turkey under CAATSA. CAATSA is Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. Which country generated over half of its power from wind due to Storm Bella? So this country is UK. Now UK was in news because of the Storm Bella, and it impacted the areas in France and in UK. So this was a high-speed storm. Now UK did one amazing thing. They created a record of generating over 50% of their electricity from wind. Now because of this contribution, it was the greenest year of UK. Why greenest? Greenest in the sense that the electricity was generated from renewable energy sources. Pierre Cardin, who passed away recently, was the famous designer of which country? So Pierre Cardin was the famous designer of France. Pierre Cardin passed away recently. Next question is, which organization released report on trends and progress of banking in our country? So this has been released by our central bank, that is Reserve Bank of India. And this is a statutory publication. Statutory publication means it is published as per the provisions of law. Kuttanad, where over more than 20,000 ducks died recently, is situated in which state of India? So it is situated in Kerala. And recently it was in news because more than 22,000 ducks died in this region of Kerala. Now as of now, the reason for death was not clear. Which committee recommended the NCMC, that is National Common Mobility Card? So this was recommended by Nandan Nilekani committee. Actually in 2019, RBI constituted a committee under Nandan Nilekani, and this committee recommended NCMC. So this is a common mobility card. What does that mean? Suppose you are traveling through auto, then after some time you took a bus, and then you took a train. Now with the help of common mobility card, you can pay in all these transport mechanisms. That means in auto also you can pay through this card, in bus also you can pay through this card, and in train also. So this will be like a single card which will be functional in all mediums of transport. Malayali tribe are the tribal people belonging to which state? So it is related to Tamil Nadu, and it is a tribal group in Eastern Ghat, and this tribe is found in the northern Tamil Nadu. Now why it was in news? Because recently giant rock bee honey from this tribe was added to Tribe India collection. Which country's space agency has recently approved 2 sun exploration heliophysics missions? So this has been approved by USA. Space agency of USA is NASA, that is National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and recently it approved 2 sun exploration missions. Which type of ethanol is made from sources like molasses, sugarcane, sugar beet, sorghum, and edible oil seeds? So it is first generation ethanol. See, when ethanol is made from edible sources, then it is first generation ethanol. When it is made from non-edible sources, then it is second generation ethanol. For example, agricultural residue or cooking oil, that means used cooking oil. Now when ethanol is made from industrial waste or from municipal waste, then it is going to be third generation ethanol. Leaf-nosed bat, which was in news, is typically found in which state? So it is usually found in Karnataka, and usually it is found in the caves of Kolar district in Karnataka. Now it is found in 2 caves, and out of these 2, this leaf-nosed bat became extinct in 1 cave. That's why it was in news. The European Union has signed an investment treaty with which Asian country recently? So this country is China. See, after the pandemic situation, the countries are trying to revive their economy, and for this, countries are trying to attract more and more investment. And on this ground, recently China signed a investment treaty with European Union. Recently, this accord was confirmed by the Chinese President Xi Jinping and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. NPS is managed by which organization? So NPS is National Pension System, and it is managed by PFRDA, that is Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. Now recently why it was in news? Because now PFRDA announced that subscribers of this NPS can use online mode to exit from the system. What does that mean? Suppose you are a subscriber of this pension system, That means monthly you are contributing so that once you retire, you can get the pension. Dusko Valley, which recorded a massive wildfire, is located on which border? So it is located on the border of Manipur and Nagaland. So here is Arunachal Pradesh, then we have Nagaland, then we have Manipur and Mizoram. All these 4 states share border boundary with Myanmar, and all these 4 states are under ILP, that is Inner Line Permit. So this Dusko Valley is on the border of Nagaland and Manipur. CSIR NIIST, which has discovered an alternative technology for single-use plastic, is located in which state? So it is situated in Kerala. What is CSIR? It is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. What is NIIST? It is National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology. What is the name of online event launched by Agriculture Ministry to promote innovation in the agriculture? So the name of initiative is Agri India Hackathon. Objective is Atmanirbhar Agriculture. So recently, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar inaugurated this Agri India Hackathon in New Delhi. And the best innovations will be awarded in this hackathon. Idea is to bring new innovations in the agriculture sector. Navriti, which was released by Prime Minister, is a certification course associated with which sector? So this Navriti is related to construction technology. Navriti stands for New, Affordable, Validated Research Innovation Technologies for Indian Housing. Again, you need not to remember the full form, but you should have basic idea that it is related to which sector. Which state was awarded the first place for excellence in the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana urban component? So PMAY stands for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and as per this scheme, Uttar Pradesh was the top performer. Uttar Pradesh was followed by Madhya Pradesh. So it was on second position, Uttar Pradesh was on first position. In northeast area and in hilly states, Tripura was on first position. Covishield is the first vaccine to get the emergency use approval from DGCI. Is manufactured by which company? So recently, DGCI, that is Drug Controller General of India, gave approval to 2 vaccines. One is this Covishield, another is Covaxin. A detailed video on this topic is already uploaded on Civils Academy. Actually, 2 videos are uploaded, one in Hindi and one in English. So for more details, please check that video. So this Covishield is made by SIA, that is Serum Institute of India. And the name of vaccine of Bharat Biotech is Covaxin. So these 2 were given approval. For Covaxin, Bharat Biotech has collaborated with ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research. And for this Covishield, Serum Institute of India has collaborated with Oxford University and AstraZeneca. DGCI is under Health Ministry. India asked which country to assist its crew members of stranded cargo vessels MV Jaganand and MV Anantisha. So this country is China. Now what is this entire context? See, these 2 cargo vessels are stranded in Chinese waters and they are waiting for help. So there were certain media reports about this. Now NHRC, that is National Human Rights Commission of India, took the suo motu cognizance of it. Suo motu means on its own. So NHRC took cognizance of it and NHRC asked MEA, that is Ministry of External Affairs, to help these people who are stranded in these 2 cargo vessels in Chinese waters. So this is the entire issue. Which financial institution has launched Digital Payments Index? So this has been launched by Reserve Bank of India. So why it has been launched? It has been launched to track the digital transactions in our country. That means to understand the expansion of digital transactions in our country. And for this purpose, base year is March 2018. Which union ministry released PLFS, that is Periodic Labor Force Survey? So this has been released by MOSPI, that is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. And recently, quarterly PLFS was released. And as per this, unemployment rate in urban areas is increasing. Which Indian city is going to be the host of 51st edition of International Film Festival of India? So this is going to be in Goa and it is going to be 51st edition. Recently, Goa was also in news as Goa Liberation Day was celebrated on 19th of December. Which Central Asian country has recently abolished the death penalty? So it has been abolished by Kazakhstan. Recently, Kazakhstan signed the ratification of second optional protocol to the ICCPR. Now what is this ICCPR? It is International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. So recently, Kazakhstan ratified this second optional protocol of this ICCPR. So this ICCPR is a multilateral treaty adopted by UNGA. Canine Journal, which was recently released, is associated with which field? So actually this canine is related to canine, and canine stands for dog. So recently Union Home Minister Amit Shah released the inaugural issue of National Police Canine Journal, and this journal is about the police dogs. That means the dogs which are used by the police service. Diport Peak, which was seen in news recently, is the only Ramsar site of which state? So it is the only Ramsar site of Assam. Recently it was in news because the district administration has banned community fishing in this Diport Peak. Sagarmala Development Company, which was in news recently, will function under which union ministry? So if you are a regular follower, the Sagarmala initiative is related to shipping ministry, and it is a scheme for the port-led development. On the other hand, we have a Bharatmala scheme. So this scheme is for road infrastructure. Sagarmala initiative is related to Ministry of Shipping. Now the Ministry of Shipping has been renamed as Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Which country has passed Malala Yousafzai Scholarship Bill recently? So this was passed by USA, that is United States America. That is United States of America. Now why it was passed? Because now this bill made it mandatory for USAID to award 50% of the scholarship to the Pakistani women under a higher education scholarship program, and the scholarship will be given from 2020 to 2022. Which Indian city has the maximum CCTV coverage according to a recent report published in South Asia Journal? So this city is Chennai. As per this report, China and India have the highest CCTV densities. That means these two countries have highest number of CCTV installed, CCTV surveillance cameras installed in the urban areas, and in India, Chennai is on top position in terms of installation of CCTV surveillance cameras. Japanese researchers have proposed to use which material to eliminate space junk? So first thing first, what is this space junk? See, whenever satellite is launched, so once its life is over, that means once it is non-functional, then it will be a junk in the space. So it will be non-useful in space. Now to eliminate such space junk, Japanese researchers are exploring the possibilities of using wooden components, and in this context, Sumitomo Forestry has partnered with Kyoto University. So the Sumitomo Forestry is a wood company in Japan. Now this Kyoto is a place in Japan. Which country has announced its plan to enrich uranium to 20%? So this country is Iran. Now in this context, there was important agreement. It is JCPOA, that is Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Informally, it is known as Iran Nuclear Deal. So this Iran nuclear deal was signed to prevent Iran from making nuclear weapons. So this deal was signed, and under this deal, IAEA will monitor the sites of Iran to check whether Iran is making nuclear weapons or not. Britain has recently ended taxation on which product? So this product is sanitary products, and it has eliminated taxation on the women's sanitary products. These taxes were called tampon tax. Now Britain has decided to eliminate these taxes. Actually these were announced earlier, but now Britain has officially left European Union. Therefore it has decided to implement this decision. Freight Business Development Portal, which was in news, was launched by which union ministry? Freight stands for goods. So this has been launched by Ministry of Railways. Present Railway Ministry is Piyush Goyal. So the objective of this portal is to reduce the cost for logistic providers. That means to reduce the cost of transportation of freight. Now for the transportation, we have dedicated freight corridor. Recently these dedicated freight corridors were in news. As of now, we have two dedicated freight corridor, Eastern DFC and Western DFC. What is the name of webinar series launched by the Commerce Ministry along with NPC and QCI? So the name of series is Udyog Manthan. This has been launched by Commerce Ministry in association with NPC, that is National Productivity Council, and QCI, that is Quality Council of India. So the objective of this series is to promote the quality and productivity in the Indian industries. So that is why it has been launched. Three key components are Commerce Ministry, National Productivity Council, and Quality Council of India. Omkareshwar Dam is located in which state of India? So it is located in Madhya Pradesh. Actually, this is on Narmada River, and the world's largest floating solar energy project will be constructed over this dam. So this is going to be the world's largest floating solar energy project. What is Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya, which was in news recently? So it is a certified reference material, and recently CSIR NPL, that is National Physical Laboratory, has adopted this international practice for the production of CRM, that is Certified Reference Material, and CRM is branded as Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya. Two important points. What is CSIR? It is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. What is NPL? It is National Physical Laboratory. Kottayam, where H5N8 avian influenza has been confirmed, is located in which state of India? So it is situated in Kerala. So recently Kottayam, which is in Kerala, was in news because of H5N8 avian influenza, and as per media reports, this has killed approximately 1700 ducks. Avian stands for bird. Due to sudden surge in the price of local rice, which country has started to import rice from India after a decade? So this country is Vietnam. So because of increase in the price of rice in domestic market of Vietnam started importing rice from India. Why so? Because in domestic market of Vietnam, price is higher, and if they import from India, it is lower price. That's why they started importing it. Which organization has recommended for action against incorrect data reporting related to manual scavengers? So this is NHRC, that is National Human Rights Commission. So NHRC has recommended a strict action against those government officials who reported incorrect data on the number of manual scavengers. Actually, certain states reported that there are 0 manual scavengers in their state. Obviously, it is not realistic, and therefore it shows that the proper data was not reported in the reports, and that is why NHRC has recommended strict action against those government officials for incorrect data reporting. India's 40th scientific expedition to which destination is being fueled by Indian oil? So it is India's 40th expedition to Antarctica. Recently, researchers of NCPOR, that is National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, was sent on an expedition to Antarctica, and it is India's 40th scientific expedition, and the fuel is being provided by Indian oil. The employees of which MNC has recently formed a union in United States? So recently the employees of Google formed a union in United States. The parent company of Google is Alphabet. So recently Alphabet Workers Union was formed. Now the headquarters of Google is in Silicon Valley, and Silicon Valley is in California in USA. The first Khelo India Sports School of Northeast India is situated in which city? So it is situated in Shillong, and it is Assam Rifles Public School. Recently Kiran Rijiju inaugurated this school in Shillong, and it is first Khelo India Sports School of Northeast. Which organization recently deployed its all-women team for contingency duties? Contingency means a kind of emergency responsibilities. So this has been done by NDRF, that is National Disaster Response Force. So NDRF has deployed all-female team for contingency duties in Uttar Pradesh, and to be specific, it is deployed in Mukteshwar town on the banks of river Ganga. Now what is NDRF? It is a statutory body. Statutory means actually this is going to be force, National Disaster Response Force. Swasth Vayu, a non-invasive ventilator, was developed by which organization? So it has been developed by CSIR, and to be specific, it has been developed by a laboratory of CSIR, and it is NAL, that is National Aerospace Laboratory. So CSIR NAL has developed this non-invasive ventilator. The name of ventilator is Swasth Vayu. Now what exactly is ventilator? See, ventilator is a device that blow air with extra oxygen. So when there is a problem of oxygen in patient's body, then ventilators are used. So these ventilators are the devices which provide oxygen to the patient. Which institution is to conduct the National Cow Science Examination? So the intention behind this initiative is to educate people or to educate students on the importance of cows, and this will be conducted by RKA, that is Rashtriya Kamdhenu Ayog. So Rashtriya Kamdhenu Ayog is going to conduct National Cow Science Examination to educate students about the importance of cow, and this examination will be organized annually, that means once in a year. And this RKA, that is Rashtriya Kamdhenu Ayog, is a government body under Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization, is to establish biodigester MK2 technology in which states metro rail network. Now, few important points. First, it will be done by DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization, and it will be done for the metro rail network in Maharashtra, that is Maha Metro. Now, what is the meaning of this term biodigester? See, in metro there are toilets, and to treat the human waste in these metro rail network, these biodigesters will be used. So these are eco-friendly. First thing first, these are eco-friendly. That means environment friendly. They are not going to harm the environment. Second is that they will be used for the treatment of human waste. So these eco-friendly biodigester units by DRDO will be installed in Maharashtra metro rail network. Ujala and SLNP schemes, which completed 6 years, are implemented by which ministry? So these are two schemes, and these are implemented by Ministry of Power. Now what is Ujala scheme? It is Unnat Jyoti by Affordable LED for all. So this is the name of scheme, Unnat Jyoti by Affordable LED for all. So as the name suggests, under the scheme, the LED bulbs and LED street lights will be distributed to save the energy. And who is going to distribute this? This will be done by EESL, that is Energy Efficiency Services Limited. So this is under Ministry of Power. As per the World Bank GEP report, GEP stands for Global Economic Prospectus Report. What is the estimated GDP growth in the fiscal year 2021 to 22? So recently, Global Economic Prospectus report was released, and this is a report by World Bank. So as per this report, in 2021, the global economic growth is going to be 4%. It is going to be 2021. And India's growth is going to be 5.4%. So this is going to be the growth of India, and globally the growth is going to be 4%. And the next year, India will grow at a rate of 5.2%. What is the minimum market value of a startup company which is termed as a unicorn company? So those startups which have a value over $1 billion, such startup companies are considered as unicorn company. So recently this term was in use because of a speech by India's ambassador to USA. Who is India's ambassador to USA? He is Mr. Taranjeet Singh Sandhu. So as per his statement, India is the current third largest startup ecosystem. That means startup companies prefer to set up their business in India. And India is home to 21 unicorn companies. Unicorn companies are those companies which are startup companies and they have market valuation over $1 billion. So as of now, India is home to 21 startup companies valued at $73.2 billion. That means total valuation of these 21 startup companies is $73.2 billion. The Oxford University has developed a survey of which animal using satellite imagery and artificial intelligence. So Oxford University has developed a survey of African elephants using satellite information and using artificial intelligence. Recently, this Oxford University was also in use because of Covishield. So Covishield is a vaccine by Serum Institute of India, Oxford University and AstraZeneca, which is the first urban cooperative bank in India to be converted into SFC, that is Small Finance Bank. So this is Shivalik Mercantile Cooperative Bank. Recently, this became the first urban cooperative bank of India to be converted into small finance bank. Now, what is the difference between small finance bank and regular bank? See, in layman's term, small finance bank are going to operate in small area. They will provide all the services like regular bank, but they will operate in a smaller area. So this Shivalik Cooperative Bank is a cooperative bank in Uttar Pradesh and its headquarters is in Saharanpur. Which Union Ministry launched the Longitudinal Aging Survey of India, that is LASI report? So this has been released by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Present Health Minister is Dr. Harshvardhan. So this is the survey of the aging population in our country. How many wildlife species are under recovery program for critically endangered species in India? So 22 species, that is 22 wildlife species are under recovery program for critically endangered species. Which High Court recently ruled that advertisement of any article using the name of any god is illegal. So this has been ruled by Bombay High Court. Actually, a petition was filed to prevent the advertisements that promote the sale of articles like Hanuman Chalisa Yantra. So these articles were sold in the name of God, that these articles are having some divine powers because of the blessing of God. So that's why the Bombay High Court, and to be specific, the Aurangabad bench of Bombay High Court ruled that this is illegal. Who is the head of panel for conserving Ladakh's land and culture? So recently Government of India decided to form a committee to protect the land, culture, language of Ladakh, and this committee will be headed by MOS, that is Minister of State for Home Affairs, G. Kishan Reddy. Now in our constitution also there is an article which provide the right to conserve CLS, that is to conserve culture, language or script. Answer in comment box which article of our constitution provide the right to conserve the language, script or culture. Which country has claimed that the equalization levy in India as discriminatory? So this country is USA. This equalization levy is also known as Google tax. It is also known as DST, that is Digital Service Tax. Which organization released the World Food Price Index? So this has been released by FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization. It has released the World Food Price Index. This FAO is a United Nations organization. Headquarters of FAO is in Rome. Rome is in Italy. Which country launched the world's first double-stack long-haul container train? So this has been launched by India, as Prime Minister recently inaugurated world's first double-stack long-haul container train, and this is a part of WDFC, that is Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, and this train is on Rewari Madar section, and this is a part of WDFC, that is Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, and DFCIL, that is Dedicated Freight Corridor Corporation of India, is constructing this Western and Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor. Who is the chairperson of Academic Advisory Council recently set up by the Reserve Bank of India? So N.S. Viswanathan is going to be the chairperson of this advisory council to advise the RBI's COS, that is College of Supervisors, and this advisory council will be headed by N.S. Viswanathan. This advisory council is going to advise to the College of Supervisors. Indo-American Dr. Raj Iyer has been named as the first Chief Information Officer of Army of which country? So this country is USA. Recently, Dr. Raj Iyer has been named as the first Chief Information Officer of US Army. Recently, US was in news as Twitter suspended the Twitter account of US President Donald Trump. Who is the head of Labour Ministry's commission which recommended a basic living wage? So recently, this commission was in news and it was created by Labour Ministry, and this was a one-member commission and it was CACLB. What is CACLB? It is Central Advisory Contract Labour Board. So this was constituted to prepare action plan for the welfare of contract workers, specifically during this pandemic situation. Pioneers is a program of which country's space agency? So it is related to NASA. NASA is the space agency of USA. NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. So the objective of this initiative is research on astrophysics. Now recently NASA approved 4 such small scale astrophysics missions as a part of this program. And these 4 concepts include small satellites named Aspera, Pandora, Starburst and Balloon mission. And this balloon mission is named as PUEO. So all these 4 initiatives are part of this Pioneers initiative, and this is a program by NASA. NASA is the space agency of USA. The President has promulgated an ordinance to merge the officers of which cadre with Agmut cadre. So for all India services, there is a cadre system in our country, and different states have different cadre. For some states, there is common cadre. One such is Agmut. It is cadre for Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Mizoram and Union Territory. Now recently, President promulgated an ordinance to merge Jammu and Kashmir with this. That means now the officers of all India services from this cadre will be able to work in Jammu and Kashmir and vice versa. Which state has announced to launch the country's first solar electric roll-on roll-off service? So this RORO stands for roll-on roll-off. This has been announced by Kerala, and this is going to be the country's first solar electric service. Roll-on roll-off service. Apart from that, Kerala will also start amphibious water bus. Which civic body of India has launched the Period Room Initiative for improving menstrual hygiene of women? So this has been done by Thane Municipal Corporation. This is in Maharashtra. The name of initiative is Period Room. It is to improve the menstrual hygiene of women. So this room will have all the necessary facilities for women. The idea is to break the stigma around periods. Which state launched Krishi Sanjeevani vans to test soil, water and to provide remedies for pest control? So this initiative has been launched by Karnataka. So these vans will have the facility to test the soil and to test the water so that it can be determined that what kind of nutrients are needed. It will also provide remedies for pest control. Name of initiative is Krishi Sanjeevani. Who is the chairperson of Advisory Council set up by RBI to manage the PIDF? What is PIDF? It is Payment Infrastructure Development Fund. And this council will be headed by BP Kanungo. Recently, RBI announced operational guidelines for this PIDF, that is Payment Infrastructure Development Fund. So this fund will be used for improving the infrastructure for digital payments, and this will be done in tier 3 to tier 6 cities. And to manage this fund, recently RBI decided to constitute an advisory council, and this is going to be under RBI Deputy Governor BP Kanungo. As per the recent announcement of Lok Sabha Speaker, which campaign is to be undertaken in the schools and colleges? So the name of campaign is Know Your Constitution. Who is our present Lok Sabha Speaker? He is Om Birla. So recently, Mr. Speaker announced that the government is going to start a campaign. Name of campaign is Know Your Constitution. IREDA is an organization under which ministry? So first thing first, this IREDA is different from IRDA. So what is IREDA? It is Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited, and it is under MNRE, that is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Please note that this IREDA is a PSU, that is Public Sector Undertaking, and it is a Mini Ratna PSU. Which country asked the members of WTO to find solution to public stock holding for food security? So first thing first, it is related to WTO, that is World Trade Organization. Recently, the final session of India's 7th Trade Policy Review, that is TPR, was organized in Geneva. So two important points. First is, what is TPR? It is Trade Policy Review. So recently, India's 7th Trade Policy Review was concluded in Geneva. A portal has been launched for the sale of items under AFD1 category. The question is, it is related to which ministry? So it is related to MOD, that is Ministry of Defense. Recently, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh launched this portal, and this is for the sale of items under AFD1 category. Now what is this AFD1 category? It stands for against firm demand. So these items will be sold on this portal, and this will be done through canteen stores. So this AFD1 category will have expensive items including washing machine, microwave ovens, refrigerators, and air conditioners. India reviewed its bilateral cooperation with which country in the field of hydrocarbons and steel sector? So India reviewed its bilateral cooperation agreement with Mongolia, and recently a joint committee discussed the matters of bilateral cooperation. From Indian side, Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan represented India, and during the meeting, Mr. Pradhan also confirmed that India is going to work on the Mongol refinery project. The capital of Mongolia is Ulaanbaatar. Which Indian organization is to raise 1 lakh crore through asset monetization? So this will be done by NHAI, that is National Highway Authority of India. NHAI is under Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Present minister is Nitin Gadkari. So it is going to raise 1 lakh crore through asset monetization, and this is going to monetize highways under TOT mode. What is TOT? It is Toll, Operate, Transfer. Union Home Minister is set to launch the single window clearance system for which sector? So this is for coal mines. So this is going to be a single window clearance system for coal mines. Now what is the meaning of this term? Single window clearance system. That means this will be a single platform to provide all the clearances related to coal mines. Present Coal Minister is Prahlad Joshi. Present Home Minister is Amit Shah. The first edition of National Youth Parliament Festival was held in which year? So it was held in 2019. Now every year National Youth Day is celebrated on 12th of January. Now why 12th of January? Because it is the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, and on this occasion we celebrate National Youth Day. Nistha and Diksha are the initiatives of which union ministry? So these are the initiatives of MOE, that is Ministry of Education. Previously it was MHRD, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development. Now it is Ministry of Education. So what is Nistha? Nistha is for capacity building. So it is for the capacity building of teachers. Brahma Sarathi buses were recently launched by which Indian state? So these were recently launched by Assam government. These are the pink buses for women and senior citizens. And recently this free transport service has been introduced by ASTC. What is ASTC? It is Assam State Transport Corporation. So ASTC has started this free transport service for women and for senior citizens, and this has been launched in the city of Guwahati. Storm Philomena, which was in news recently, has hit which country? So recently Spain was in news because of this storm Philomena. Capital of Spain is Madrid. Recently Madrid was in news because it was the host of COP25. COP stands for Conference of Parties. This is related to UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The DRDO handed over its landing gear system for unmanned aerial vehicles to which armed force? So DRDO handed over the system to Indian Navy. What is DRDO? It is Defense Research and Development Organization. It is under Ministry of Defense. Present Minister is Rajnath Singh. A new species of which insect has been recently named after Siruvani. Siruvani is an ecological hotspot in the Western Ghat. So recently a new species of fruit fly has been named after Siruvani. Siruvani is an ecological hotspot in Western Ghats. Actually recently Siruvani Hills in Tamil Nadu was identified as butterfly super hotspot. Prarambh is a summit related to which scheme? So it is related to Startup. Startup is a scheme by Commerce Ministry. On the other hand, Stand Up is a scheme by Finance Ministry. So Stand Up was launched to provide opportunities to the vulnerable section of society to set up their business. So recently this Prarambh was in news as DPIIT, that is Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, is going to organize this Prarambh, and this is Startup India International Summit. Which country's space agency is to test fire the space launch system and this is the most powerful rocket ever built. So this will be done by USA. Space agency of USA is NASA, that is National Aeronautics and Space Administration. So this SLS is the most powerful rocket ever built, and it is the core system of NASA's Artemis program. Which organization is to adopt 100 Atal Tinkering Labs across the country to promote STEM education? Now first thing first, what is STEM? It is science, technology, engineering and mathematics. So AIM, that is Atal Innovation Mission, and ISRO are going to collaborate, and as per this collaboration, ISRO is going to adopt 100 Atal Tinkering Labs. The Heritage Conservation Committee is headed by official of which union ministry? So this Heritage Conservation Committee is headed by the Additional Secretary of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So why this committee was in news? See, recently Supreme Court approved this Central Vista project, and Supreme Court said that for this project the government need approval from this Heritage Conservation Committee, and that is why this committee was in news. This committee is headed by the Additional Secretary of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. What percentage of total geographic area of India is occupied by protected areas? So it is 5%. Recently, MOEFCC, that is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, released MEE. What is MEE? It is Management Effectiveness Evaluation. So recently this Environment Ministry released the Management Effective Evaluation of approximately 146 national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Where is the stockpile of Ebola vaccine established by International Coordinating Group on Vaccine Provision? So this is in Switzerland. So what is this ICG? That is International Coordinating Group on Vaccine Provision. So ICG includes WHO, UNICEF, Red Cross Society and MSF, which is popularly known as Doctors Without Borders. Niti Aayog has partnered with which e-commerce company to launch revamped women entrepreneurship platform? So for this purpose, Niti Aayog has collaborated with Flipkart. So now the objective of this platform is to provide opportunities to the women for entrepreneurship in our country. Niti Aayog is an executive body. Executive body are those bodies which are neither mentioned in the constitution nor they are backed by any statute or any law. FSR, that is Financial Stability Report, is released by which organization? So it is released by our central bank, that is Reserve Bank of India. So in this FSR, RBI has predicted that gross NPA, that is non-performing asset of banks, may rise. In September 2020, this ratio was approximately 7.5%, but in September 2021, this may rise to 13.5%. So you can see that there is a significant rise in non-performing asset. BEE, that is Bureau of Energy Efficiency, is a statutory body under which ministry? So it is under Ministry of Power. Now these questions related to the administrative structure, like which organization is under which ministry, these questions are very important for different examinations for administrative jobs. So this is under Ministry of Power. Why it was in news recently? Because it organized National Energy Conservation Awards. Please note that BEE is a statutory body and BEE implement the policies for energy conservation, and every year on 14th of December, Energy Conservation Day is celebrated, and BEE is operating as per the provisions of Energy Conservation Act of 2001. Which body had changed the church law allowing women to read gospel in church? So this has been changed by Pope Francis. However, please note that he reaffirmed that women can't be priest in church. However, he specifically reaffirmed that women can't be priest in church. But now women can read gospel in church. Previously it was not allowed. Which arm of Indian Army is going to recruit women as pilots for the first time from next year? So AAC, that is Army Aviation Corps, and it is going to recruit women as the pilots for the first time from next year. Now prior to this, the women were allotted only ground duties in Army Aviation Corps, and for the first time they will be given these pilot responsibilities. Which Union Ministry is going to set up a National Faceless Penalty Center. So it will be set up by MOF, that is Ministry of Finance. ITD, that is Income Tax Department under DOR, that is Department of Revenue, is going to set up this Faceless Penalty Center. This Department of Revenue is under Finance Ministry. So why this is going to be launched? So it aims to handle the orders for penalties issued under the Faceless Assessment Program. Ministry of Minority Affairs has decided to geotag all Waqf properties in which Indian state or union territory. So this is Puducherry. So three important things. First, it is going to be done in Puducherry. What will be done? This geotagging. Geotagging means adding its location on the digital map. So this will be done by MOMA, that is Ministry of Minority Affairs. The United Nations and its partners are seeking 1.3 billion for which country affected by war. So this is about Afghanistan. Capital of Afghanistan is Kabul. And now United Nations and its humanitarian partners are seeking $1.3 billion to assist Afghanistan, which has been affected by war. Taliban is a militant group of Afghanistan. Recently, Taliban was in news because Taliban and USA signed a peace agreement, and this was signed in Doha. Doha is in Qatar, and it is the capital of Qatar. With reference to defense, what is ASMI, which was in news recently? So it is a machine pistol. Now why it is so special? See, it has been indigenously developed. So it is India's first indigenous machine pistol. Now what is the meaning of this term indigenous? It means it has been developed by India itself. So it has been developed by DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization, in collaboration with Indian Army. Rushikulia Beach is located in which state or union territory? So it is located in Odisha. Now this is a place, or this is a site for mass nesting of turtles. So you can see a screenshot. Now recently ZSI, that is Geological Survey of India, tagged these turtles. As per the recent Financial Stability Report, what is the average time taken for the resolution of corporate insolvency? So it is 433 days. Name of the report is Financial Stability Report. It has been released by RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. So as per this report, the average time taken for the resolution of a corporate insolvency is 433 days. This is under IBC. What is IBC? It is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. That means under this code, usually a corporate insolvency issue is resolved in 433 days. Which organization has launched a portal regarding tax evasion, foreign undisclosed assets and Benami properties? So this has been done by CBDT, that is Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Recently, CBDT has launched a dedicated portal for receiving and processing the complaints related to tax evasion and related to foreign undisclosed assets and Benami properties. So this is an initiative to curb the instances of tax evasion. Resolution 1373 on counter-terrorism is associated with which organization? So it is associated to UNSC, that is United Nations Security Council. Actually, this resolution was adopted after 9/11 attack on USA. Now recently it was in news because there was a open debate on this resolution, and in this debate India was represented by our External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. From which date India's new foreign policy will come in effect? So it is April 1st, 2021. This foreign trade policy is usually announced for a term of 5 years. The last foreign policy was from 2015 to 2020, but in the backdrop of this pandemic situation, it was extended. NASSCOM has partnered with the Artificial Intelligence Mission of which state to launch an innovation factory? So this state is Telangana, and for this purpose, NASSCOM has partnered with TAIM. What is TAIM? It is Telangana Artificial Intelligence Mission. Which country's Mars digger probe named MOLE was declared dead recently? So it was a probe related to NASA. NASA is the space agency of USA. So this Mars Digger probe was deployed on Mars by InSight lander of NASA. So the name of lander was InSight and the name of this Digger probe was Mole. Which country has permitted Dubai royals to hunt Hobara bustard? So this country is Pakistan. So what is this entire issue? See, the hunting of this Hobara bustard is banned in Pakistan. However, Pakistan allow the hunting when these Dubai royals visit Pakistan. What is MINUSMA, which was in news recently? So it is United Nations Peacekeeping Mission in Mali. The exact full form is Multidimensional Integrated Stabilization Mission in Mali. So it is a peacekeeping mission of United Nations in Mali. Recently it was in news because the convoy of peacekeepers was attacked by IED. So what is the full form of IED? It is Improvised Explosive Device. As of January 2021, what is India's revised target for achieving 20% ethanol blending with gasoline? So previously this target was 2030. Now it has been revised. So now new target is 2025. That means by 2025 we are going to ensure 20% blending of ethanol in gasoline. Which company has manufactured India's first driverless metro cars? So this company is BEML. It is a defense PSU. Recently this India's first driverless metro car was in news because the facility was unveiled by Union Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh. Which country has imposed sanctions against Iran, China and UAE for doing business with Islamic Republic of Iran shipping lines? So this country is USA. Actually, few months ago, USA left JCPOA. This is Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. So informally it is known as Iran Nuclear Deal. Now after the exit of USA from this deal, USA started imposing sanctions on Iran and it also started warning those countries who were doing business with Iran. So now, keeping that aspect in mind, it has imposed sanctions on several countries who were involved in the business with Iran. What amount of funds has been sucked out of the financial system by RBI through its recent reverse repo operations? So it is 2 trillion. So using these reverse repo operations, RBI sucked this much money out of the financial system. With reference to Starstreak air defense system, India has recently teamed up with which country? So this country is UK. Now please note that this explanation is part of GKToday paid program. However, if you are following these videos seriously and if you are making notes from them, you need not to do anything extra. So India's Bharat Dynamics and global aerospace company Thales have signed an agreement for the collaboration for Starstreak air defense system. This will be done with the support of Government of India and Government of UK. Google has removed the personal loan applications in which country amid safety concerns? So recently Google decided to review personal loan applications in India and a lot of applications were removed. Why so? Because they were involved in fraud. Previously RBI also warned that public should not fall prey to these unauthorized digital lending platforms and mobile applications. A team of scientists from which organization has entered China to probe the source of coronavirus? So it was a team from WHO. This arrived in Wuhan province of China to investigate the origin of coronavirus pandemic. Now WHO is World Health Organization. It was formed in 1948. Please note that the headquarters of WHO is in Geneva in Switzerland. Which state celebrates Tiruvalluvar Dinam to honor the famous philosopher poet Tiruvalluvar? So this state is Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu celebrates this Tiruvalluvar Dinam to honor famous poet Tiruvalluvar. Now please note that he was famous poet and his famous work was Tirukural. And this day is celebrated on the second day of Tamil month Thai. Which statutory organization recently observed its 57th foundation year on 14th of January? So this is FCI, that is Food Corporation of India. It was established in 1965 and it was established on 14th of January. So this year it celebrated 57th Foundation Day. It is a statutory body under Food Corporation Act of 1964 and it is under Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research has been created under which organization? So this has been created under CSIR, that is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. So the new institution is CSIR NIS CPR. What is NIS CPR? It is National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy. So this has been formed by the merger of these two institutions. One is CSIR NIS CAIR and second is CSIR NIS TADS. So it is going to be like this: CSIR NIS CAIR plus CSIR NIS TADS. So after the merger of these two institutions, new institution has been formed and it is CSIR NIS CPR. And the foundation stone for this new organization was laid down by Dr. Harshvardhan, who is the Union Minister for Science and Technology. Which ministry has permitted to classify expenditure made on COVID-19 vaccination awareness under CSR? Now first thing first, what is CSR? So CSR stands for Corporate Social Responsibility. Recently, this MCA, that is Ministry of Corporate Affairs, announced that the funds spent on the awareness programs and campaigns on COVID-19 vaccination will be classified as CSR. In simplest term, corporate companies have social responsibility. So they spent a certain amount of their profit on social activities, for example, in literacy campaigns, in sanitation, or in women empowerment campaigns. LCA Tejas is manufactured by which organization? So it is manufactured by HAL, that is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Why it was in news? Because recently CCS cleared a proposal for the procurement of LCA Tejas aircrafts. CCS is headed by Prime Minister. Now these LCA Tejas aircrafts are designed and manufactured by HAL, that is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. What is the name of software jointly launched by NIC and CBSE? What is NIC? It is National Informatics Center. CBSE is Central Board of Secondary Education. So the name of software is Collab CAD. This has been jointly launched by CBSE and NIC. So this software will allow students to create and modify 3D digital designs. Cornwall, the host of this year's G7 summit, is located in which country? So it is in UK. UK is going to be the host of this year's G7 summit and it will be in June. And since UK is the host, so UK has invited India, Australia and South Korea to participate in this summit as guest countries. Mahananda Wildlife Sanctuary, which is going to conduct the bird festival, is located in which state of India? So it is situated in West Bengal and it is going to organize first of its kind bird festival. It will be organized in February month. Now recently one more state was in news because of first of its kind bird festival, and the name of this festival was Kalrao, and this is related to Bihar. Which institution is to develop India's first indigenous flow diverter stent used to reduce the chances of heart stroke? So SCTIMST, that is Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Sciences and Technology, is going to collaborate with Biorad Medicis for two devices. So first thing first, the Sri Chitra Institute is going to collaborate with Biorad Medicis. Biorad Medicis is a Pune based institution. A drawing of which famous comic has set the record for the most expensive comic book art in the history? So it is related to Tintin. A Tintin drawing created by a Belgium artist, Hergé, was sold recently in $3.1 million at Paris in France, and therefore it became the most expensive comic book art in the history. And what is this art? This is the art. This art contains a red dragon on a black background. So this is the most expensive comic book art in the history. Indian Farm Forestry Department Cooperative, that is IFFDC, has partnered with which union ministry to conduct training program for artisans? So recently IFFDC, that is Indian Farm Forestry Development Cooperative Limited, has partnered with TriFed. TriFed is under Tribal Affairs Ministry. So they are going to conduct training programs for tribal artisans, and The intention is to enhance their entrepreneurship skills so that they can live a better standard of life. Ministry of Corporate Affairs authorized ISRO's commercial arm Antariksh to move petition before which organization to wind up Devas. So before it, let me give you a brief background of this entire issue. Devas is a private space related startup company. The headquarters of Devas is in Bengaluru. Which organization launched a platform for its clients named Star MF Plus. So this has been launched by BSE, that is Bombay Stock Exchange. It is a digital platform that will provide the front office and back office support. There is one more platform by BSE, it is Star MF. This is for mutual fund. Now BSE is Bombay Stock Exchange. This Bombay Stock Exchange is the old name. Now it is known as BSE Limited. So this is located at Dalal Street in Mumbai. Davos Agenda is the online event of which organization? So this is the online event of World Economic Forum. So why it is Davos Agenda? Because it is going to be held at Davos in Switzerland. Siang River, which was making news with reference to red panda species, is located in which state of India? So it is located in Arunachal Pradesh. As per a recent study by ZSI, that is Geological Survey of India, both the species of panda named Himalayan red panda and Chinese red panda are present in our country. And as per this study, it was found that Siang River in Arunachal Pradesh serve as a boundary by splitting the red panda into two genetic species. That means on one side of Siang River, Himalayan red panda are found. On another side of Siang River, Chinese red panda are found. V-Hub, India's first state-led incubator, was the initiative of which Indian state? So it was the initiative of Telangana government. Objective was to promote women entrepreneurship. Now recently Telangana announced its partnership with iHub of Gujarat. The iHub of Gujarat was set up with the similar objectives. Now they are going to collaborate to support the startups and to promote women entrepreneurs. In which Indian train, the concept of push-pull mode has been implemented recently. So this has been implemented in Rajdhani Express. And to be specific, Rajdhani Express that operates between New Delhi and Mumbai. Who is the chairperson of task force set up by the government of India on the age of marriage for women? So this task force is headed by Jaya Jetli. This task force was set up for the age of marriage for women. Please note that right now it is 18, for man it is 21. Recently this was in news because it submitted a report to WCD, that is Ministry of Women and Child Development, and to the PMO, that is Prime Minister's Office. Which international energy major is set to acquire 20% stakes in Adani Green Energy Limited? So Total is going to acquire 20% stakes in Adani Green Energy Limited. Total is a company of France. Headquarters is in Paris in France. So it is going to acquire 20% stakes in AGEL, that is Adani Green Energy Limited. It is a part of Adani Group. Who is the chairperson of Adani Group? Gautam Adani. As per the Inter-Country Transport Vehicles Rules 2021, which authority has the power to grant inter-country transport permit? So this is State Transport Authority. Now, two important points. First is inter-country. Second is intra-country. Intra-country means within India, and inter-country means India and some other country. 7 countries, including Iran, have lost the right to vote in which organization? So this organization is UNGA, that is United Nations General Assembly. Now, in simplest term, let me explain you the entire issue. So UNGA is association of all countries, and all countries provide financial support to this UNGA. Now, the problem with Iran was that it was not paying its share. So that is why its payment was due, and it was due for more than 2 years. That is why now its voting right has been suspended in UNGA because of this payment due. Tapesha, which was in news recently, is located in which Indian state? So this is going to be state, and it is in Assam. Actually, it is going to be a science city in Tapesha in Assam, and in this science city, various buildings related to science sector are going to be built. For example, National Council of Science Museum, Science and Technology Department of Assam. So this Tapesya is related to Assam. As per the recent statement by RBI, how many banks in India are classified as domestic systemically important banks? So first thing first, what is the meaning of this term systemically important banks? So these are the banks which are very crucial for economy, and if they are going to fail, they will have long-term impact on entire economy. For example, heart in our body. So heart is very crucial for our body to function. Similarly, these are the hearts of our financial system, and they are considered as too big to fail. And if they are going to fail, the impact will be widespread. The National Logistic Policy, sometimes seen in news, is associated with which ministry? So it is associated with Commerce and Industry Ministry. In simplest term, what is the meaning of this logistic? It means transportation. For example, transportation of goods from one place to another place. So National Logistic Policy is developed by the government, or to be specific, it is related to Commerce and Affairs Ministry. Now, what is the objective of this policy? Objective is to improve the logistics sector in our country by reducing the logistic cost by less than 10% by 2022. As of now, this cost is 14%. Which company has signed a pact with Airport Authority of India to manage 3 airports, including that in Thiruvananthapuram? So this company is Adani Group. Chairperson of Adani Group is Gautam Adani. So which are these 3 airports? These are airports of Jaipur, Guwahati and Thiruvananthapuram. This one is in Kerala, this one is in Assam, and Jaipur is in Rajasthan. Recently, Jaipur was in news because RBI decided to set up its automated banknote processing center in Jaipur. Indian military team is going to get the training of S-400 air missile defense system in which country? So this country is Russia. So Indian military experts are going to attend the training to operate the S-400 air defense system. Please note that we are going to purchase these air defense system from Russia. Road Transport and Highways Ministry has partnered with which organization for geohazard management? So for this geohazard management, Ministry of Road Transport has partnered with DRDO. And why this has been done? This has been done to ensure road safety on national highways against the effect of landslides and other natural calamities. So the idea is to make sure that our national highways are safe. For this purpose, DRDO is going to provide its expertise through DRDO Lab, and the name of this lab is Defense Geoinformatics Research Establishment. Which public sector unit has joined hands with Himachal Pradesh to improve the telecom connectivity in hilly areas? So because of the rough weather conditions and landslides, there is a problem of telecom connectivity in certain areas of Himachal Pradesh. Now, for that purpose, Power Grid has collaborated with Himachal Pradesh State Electricity Board to provide telecom connectivity. Power Grid is a PSU, that is public sector undertaking. It is under Ministry of Power. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry is going to partner with which ministry to improve the logistic planning in country? So for this purpose, Commerce Ministry is going to partner with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The idea is to focus on the logistic planning in 50 cities. Recently, this Commerce Ministry was also in news because of its focus on the National Logistic Policy. So what is this National Logistic Policy? As per this policy, the objective is to reduce the logistic cost to 10% by 2022. Presently, it is 14%. Which Indian lender is the first to execute deals with the pricing linked to SOFR, that is Secured Overnight Financing Rate? So it is State Bank of India. So first thing first, what is SOFR? It is Secured, it is Overnight Financing Rate. That means rate at which one bank can borrow money overnight. Now at global level, we have LIBOR, that is London Interbank Offered Rate. So this is a reference rate for unsecured short-term borrowing in the interbank market. Which organization has released the book on fecal sludge and septage management in urban areas? So this has been released by Niti Aayog. It has released a book on fecal sludge and septage management in urban areas. And this has been jointly developed by NFSSM Alliance. What is NFSSM? It is National Fecal Sludge and Septage Management. Now, Niti Aayog is an executive body. It is the successor of Planning Commission. Prime Minister is the ex-officio chairperson of Niti Aayog. Which country has decided to pause oil and gas leasing in Alaska's Arctic National Wildlife Refuge? So this decision has been taken by the new US administration. New US president is Mr. Joe Biden. The previous administration, led by Mr. Trump, had issued leases in this region, and this area is considered as sacred by the indigenous people, and the name of this indigenous community is Gwich'in. What is the name of military exercise that would involve the assets of Indian Army, Navy, Air Force and Coast Guard? So the name of this exercise is Kavach. It is a large and joint military exercise that will involve the assets of Indian Army, Navy, Air Force and Coast Guard, and this will be conducted under Andaman and Nicobar Command. Please note that this ANC, that is Andaman and Nicobar Command, is the only joint service command in our country. The 1776 Commission report is associated with which country? So it is associated to USA. Recently, this report was released. Actually, former president of USA, Donald Trump, set up a national commission. Why this commission was set up? To promote patriotic education in the country. And this commission is known as 1776 Commission. So three things about this commission is that first, it was set up by Trump. Second thing is that it was set up to promote patriotic education. And third thing is that its report released recently. On which date the statehood day of three states of Meghalaya, Manipur and Tripura is celebrated? So it is celebrated on 21st of January. So 21st of January was the statehood day of Meghalaya, Manipur and Tripura. Actually in 1972, on this day, these three states became the full-fledged states. And these became full-fledged states under this Northeast Region Reorganization Act of 1971. Hawkeye platform, which was in news recently, is owned by which organization? So it is owned by HAL. What is HAL? It is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Recently, it was in news because this SO, that is Smart Anti-Airfield Weapon, was successfully tested from this Hawkeye aircraft, and this is associated to HAL, that is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. On the other hand, this SO has been indigenously developed by DRDO. DRDO is Defense Research and Development Organization. Masquerade 2021 is an initiative of which Indian body? So it is an initiative of FICCI, that is Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. So why this was organized? It was a movement against smuggled and counterfeit. Counterfeit means fake trade, and this was organized by a FICCI committee, and the event was inaugurated by Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan. The Supreme Court recently upheld the validity of which law or act to protect the bidders for corporate debtors. So recently, Section 32 of IBC, that is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, was in news. Why it was in news? Because Supreme Court recently upheld the validity of this section. Which personality announced to give away $100 million for the best carbon capture technology? So this has been announced by Mr. Elon Musk. He is the chief of Tesla and SpaceX. Recently, he announced $100 million prize for the best carbon capture technology. Now, what is carbon capture? See, carbon dioxide is released in the electricity generation process and in the industrial process. This CO2 is a major cause of global warming. Therefore, the CO2 is captured and stored, and this is done with the help of carbon capture technology. So there are different methods to capture the CO2. The agencies of which organization released Asia and the Pacific Regional Overview of Food Security and Nutrition Report. So this has been released by UN, that is United Nations. So recently, certain agencies named UNICEF, FAO, World Food Programme and World Health Organization jointly released this Asia and Pacific Regional Overview of Food Security and Nutrition Report. This is the third report on the progress of SDG, that is Sustainable Development Goals, which is the India's first gas exchange to be authorized by the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board. So it is IGX, that is India Gas Exchange, and this IGX is the subsidiary of IEX, that is Indian Energy Exchange. This was the first to be authorized from PNGRB, that is Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board. Why it was in news recently? Because Adani Total Gas and Torrent Gas recently acquired 5% equity stake each. That means both acquired 5% in Indian Gas Exchange. Which city has announced to remove the statues of William Beckford and Sir John Cass associated with slavery trade? So this city is London. Recently, it approved the removal of statues of William Beckford and Sir John Cass. So these were associated with slave trades, and that's why the authorities of London decided to remove these two statues. RBI proposed a 4-tier regulatory framework for which type of financial institutions? So this 4-tier regulatory framework has been proposed for NBFC. What is NBFC? It is non-banking financial companies. What is RBI? It is our central bank. Present RBI governor is Shaktikant Das. Headquarters of RBI is in Mumbai. The Land Allotment Policy 2021 to 2030 was released by which state or union territory? So recently it was released by Jammu and Kashmir administration. So it is a framework to regulate the zoning of industrial areas in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and this will promote the fair industrial growth in the Union Territory. Operation Sarad Hawa was organized by which organization? So this was organized by BSF. BSF is Border Security Force. Usually it organized two such initiatives. One is Operation Garam Hawa. Garam stands for hot. So this is organized in summer season, and Operation Sarad Hawa is organized during winter season. So this was organized to increase the security on the borders areas in Jaisalmer in Rajasthan. Which country has recently revealed a draft Arctic policy? So this has been revealed by our country. Now for the Arctic area, there is Arctic Council. Please note that India is not a member of this Arctic Council. However, India is observer, and India is an observer of this Arctic Council since 2013. As per the release by Department of Science and Technology, what is India's position in the number of scientific publications? So as per this recent report by DST, India is on 3rd position in terms of number of scientific publications in last 10 years. The first 2 positions are occupied by China and USA. India is on 3rd position. So this is based on a report that was recently released by DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. It is under Ministry of Science and Technology. Which organization has adopted a resolution titled Promoting a Culture of Peace and Tolerance to Safeguard Religious Sites? So this has been done by UN, that is United Nations. So the intention behind this resolution is to promote the culture of tolerance and peace at all levels, and to safeguard the religious sites in different countries. Every year on 24th of October, United Nations Day is celebrated. Recently, United Nations was also in news because of TPNW. What is TPNW? It is Treaty on Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. So this was adopted by UNGA. What is UNGA? It is United Nations General Assembly. So this is an organ of United Nations. The government of which state has decided to establish India's biggest multimodal logistic park? So this has been decided by Gujarat. Gujarat government has entered into MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding, with Adani Ports to establish India's biggest multimodal logistic park in Ahmedabad. Recently Gujarat was also in news as it renamed dragon fruit as Kamalam. Which organization has issued purple notice to the member countries against investment fraud via dating applications? So this has been done by Interpol. Now first thing first, what is the entire issue? So there are fake dating applications, and in these applications, these criminals try to make an emotional connection with the users of that app, and once they attain certain level of trust, then they encourage the users to join the Ponzi investment schemes. And this is how the entire fraud is done. So to warn different countries, Interpol has issued purple notice. Rajendra Kumar, who was seen in news recently, is the winner of which award? So recently MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs, announced Subhash Chandra Bose Aapda Prabandhan Puraskar for 2021. Aapda Prabandhan means disaster management, and for disaster management we have Disaster Management Act of 2005. Under this act we have NDRF, that is National Disaster Response Force, and this NDRF is under MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs. Next question is, which country passed a resolution that allows its Coast Guard to fire on foreign vessels to prevent threats? So recently, China was in controversy because of this resolution. China has recently passed its Coast Guard legislation, and this legislation allows its Coast Guard to fire on the foreign vessel to stop or to prevent threats from them. This also allows the Chinese Coast Guard to demolish structures which are built on Chinese claimed reef. Next question is, by which year the Geological Survey of India is set to complete National Geochemical Mapping Program? So as the name suggests, it is a program for geochemical mapping, and this program will be executed by GSI, that is Geological Survey of India, and this program will be completed by 2024. Geological Survey of India was also in news because of one more initiative, and it is National Geoscience Data Repository. So this will be a database of all the data related to geoscience of our country. Next question is, what is the name of public awareness campaign program on Ayurveda that was organized recently by All India Institute of Ayurveda? So the name of this campaign is Ayu Samvad. It is a public awareness campaign and it was organized by All India Institute of Ayurveda. Name of the program is Ayu Samvad. The campaign is supported by Ayush Ministry. Next question is, which organization has released the report titled The Inequality Virus? So it has been released by Oxfam International. Name of report is The Inequality Virus. It was released by Oxfam International and it found out that the COVID pandemic has deepened the existing inequalities. So as per this report, top 100 billionaires in our country witnessed increment in their worth by 12.97 trillion. Next question is, Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar is awarded by which ministry? So it was awarded by WCD, that is Union Ministry of Women and Child Development. Name of this award is Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar. So recently 32 children were awarded this award. Present Minister of Women and Child Development is Smriti Irani. Next question is, which state or union territory has launched the new MSAND policy? M stands for manufactured. So recently this policy has been launched by Rajasthan government. The Chief Minister of Rajasthan is Ashok Gehlot. So this policy would encourage the production of manufactured sand, which is called as MSAND, and therefore it will reduce the dependency on traditional sand which is used for the construction work. Next question is, which country hosted Online International Climate Adaptation Summit, that is CAS? So it has been hosted by Netherlands and our Prime Minister participated in this event. So during this event a report was released and it is State and Trends in Adaptation 2020. So as per this report, the global funding must be increased tenfold to meet the climate risk mitigation data of UNEP. What does that mean? Simply it means that because of climate change there are new problems, and to adjust in this new environment we need more financial support. Next question is, which union ministry organizes Bharat Parv event every year on the occasion of Republic Day celebrations? So this is organized by MOT, that is Ministry of Tourism, and this is organized on the occasion of Republic Day ceremony. This event is organized to show our rich cultural diversity. So different states and union territories will display their cultural uniqueness, their tourism destinations, their cuisine, handicraft and other unique features. Next question is, which union ministry proposed National Mission on Edible Oil? So this has been proposed by Union Agriculture Ministry. It is a mission of worth 19,000 crores. Now the objective of this mission is to achieve self-sufficiency in cooking oil production in upcoming 5 years. Please note that India is highly dependent on imports of edible oil. Next question is, which Indian economist has been selected to be the part of United Nations High-Level Advisory Board on Socio-Economic Challenges in Post-COVID-19 World? So Indian economist Jati Ghosh has been selected to be the part of United Nations High-Level Advisory Board, and this board is going to make recommendations to the UN Secretary General for making the response to the future after COVID era. Next question is, what is the name of tax to be imposed in India on pollution causing vehicles. So the name of this tax is Green Tax. This has been approved by Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. So a tax will be imposed on the old vehicles which cause pollution. The Ministry of Road Transport also approved a policy for deregistration and scrapping of vehicles which are owned by the government and which are more than 15 years old. Next question is, which Indian organization is examining about the need and operationalization of digital currencies in India? So RBI, that is our central bank, is examining the need of central bank digital currency in our country. Build Back Better Recovery Plan is associated with which country? So it is a plan proposed by current President of USA, Joe Biden. Name of plan is Build Back Better Recovery Plan. It was proposed by Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the President of USA. Recently, he signed an executive order for Buy American aspect. Now, what is Buy American? It means the objective is to buy the products which are made in America. This way, USA is trying to revive its economy. Next question is, as per the IMF, which is the only country that would record a double-digit growth in 2022? So this is our country, and as per IMF, India is expected to grow at 11.5% in 2022. Recently, IMF released its World Economic Outlook, and India is the only major country that is going to grow with a double-digit growth. Next question is, partnering for racial justice in business is an initiative of which organization? So it is an initiative of World Economic Forum. Objective is to prevent racism at the workplace. Recently, it was in news because Indian companies such as Infosys and TCS joined this alliance. This is a initiative by WEF, that is World Economic Forum. Next question is, which Indian city recently unveiled a first of its kind Young Readers Boat Library? So this has been launched by West Bengal Transport Corporation. So it is a boat library. That means the books will be available on a boat. The boat is going to cruise on the waters of Hooghly River. Recently, this was launched in Kolkata. Next question is, CCEA, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, approved the hike in the MSP of copra. Now the question is, this was done in the lines with whose recommendation? So it was done on the lines of recommendations of MS Swaminathan. CCEA is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. MSP is Minimum Support Price. So recently, this MSP for copra has been increased. Next question is, who is the chairperson of the panel that has been set up to review the proposed ban on 27 widely used pesticides? So these are harmful pesticides, and therefore the government is planning to ban them, and that is why a panel has been set up, and the chairperson of this panel is TP Rajendran. So Mr. Rajendran is the chairperson, and he is associated with ICAR. What is ICAR? It is Indian Council of Agricultural Research. So the objective of this council is to review the proposed ban on 27 widely used pesticides. Next question is, Dhannipur project, which was in news recently, is associated with which state? So it is associated to Uttar Pradesh. Actually, there was land dispute in Ayodhya case, and therefore the Ram temple is being constructed at the original Ayodhya site. On the other hand, the Supreme Court directed that land should be allocated to Muslims at a separate place. So this land was allocated, and it was 5-acre land at Dhannipur village of Ayodhya. Next question is, which organization released a report titled Aging Water Infrastructure, an Emerging Global Risk? So this has been released by United Nations. Title of the report is Aging Water Infrastructure. So as per this report, a large number of dams in our country will be 50 years old in 2025. That means they will be old, and therefore there is a threat posed by these aging dams. So this report highlighted the threat which is posed by the old dams. Thank you.